Did you know that Capricorns are often seen as some of the most mysterious and misunderstood people in the zodiac? They can come across as serious, even cold, yet there's so much more beneath that calm surface. Have you ever met someone who seems perfectly composed, but hides deep emotions and a complex inner world? That's exactly what makes Capricorn so fascinating. And yes, sometimes weird, in a way that's hard to explain. In this video, we're going to explore 18 surprising truths about Capricorn's mind and heart. These are not just traits on paper, they're powerful insights into how Capricorns think, feel, and live their lives. You'll discover why they value control, how their ambition drives them, and why their loyalty runs deeper than most signs can understand. More importantly, you'll see how these qualities connect to real-life emotions and behaviors we can all learn from. If you love astrology and want to understand yourself or others better, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Share it with friends who might find it interesting too. Now, let's dive into the unique world of Capricorn, where mystery meets meaning and discipline meets deep emotion. Capricorns are often seen as people who have it all together, but beneath that composed exterior lies a deep and sometimes surprising vulnerability. One of the most defining traits of Capricorn is their profound fear of social rejection. This isn't just a casual discomfort. It's a deeply rooted anxiety that shapes how they interact with the world. Imagine someone who, before saying a single word, runs through every possible reaction in their mind. They weigh each sentence carefully, rehearsing conversations in detail. This mental preparation helps them avoid mistakes or embarrassment, but it also means they rarely speak spontaneously. To an outsider, this can come off as stiff or robotic, even cold. But it's really a protective mechanism born from a need to control how others perceive them. Think about a Capricorn colleague at work who always seems reserved in meetings. They might not jump in with the first idea or joke, but when they do speak, their words are precise and meaningful. Their caution can be misunderstood as aloofness, yet it reflects a constant inner effort to maintain their dignity and avoid judgment. This is a person who fears public shame so much that they'd rather stay silent than risk being wrong or appearing foolish. It's a tough burden, and it often leads to a sense of isolation because others may misinterpret this carefulness as distance. Now, this tendency to protect their image also influences how Capricorns value people around them. Unlike many who chase popularity or social, someone is pretending or exaggerating to impress the crowd. They don't have time for drama or false connections. Their standards might come across as harsh or judgmental, but in reality, it's their way of preserving their own emotional safety. They surround themselves with people who feel real and trustworthy, even if that means fewer friends or less social recognition. This quality challenges us all to rethink our own relationships. Are we valuing people for who they truly are, or just for what they can offer? This focus on authenticity ties directly into Capricorn's remarkable drive for self-improvement. For many, ambition is just a goal or a career plan. For Capricorn, it's a relentless, almost obsessive process. They constantly assess themselves, set new challenges, and push forward no matter what. It's like they have an inner engine that never stops, always searching for the next step to become better, stronger, more accomplished. This fierce dedication can inspire admiration, but it can also create distance from others. Have you ever known someone who seems to work so hard they never take a break? That might be a Capricorn. Their intense focus sometimes makes them seem like they're from another planet, always moving ahead, rarely resting. But this drive isn't just about achievement. It's a psychological need for control and growth that helps them manage their fears and insecurities. Still, it can be a double-edged sword. When you're always striving, you risk burning out or missing out on the simple joys of life. If you're watching this and feeling exhausted by your own ambitions, think about what Capricorn teaches us. Discipline is valuable, but so is balance. It's okay to slow down, to rest, and to appreciate how far you've come. When it comes to relationships, Capricorn's approach is equally unique. They don't rush headfirst into passion or grand romantic gestures. Instead, their love is built slowly, carefully, and with deep sentimentality. It might seem old-fashioned in a world obsessed with instant chemistry and fiery affairs. But for Capricorn, emotional security is everything. They need to feel a genuine connection before opening their heart. This cautiousness can be mistaken for coldness, but it's actually a sign of respect for themselves and for their partner. They aren't interested in fleeting flings. They want something solid and lasting. This slow-burning love means Capricorns often avoid drama and emotional volatility in their relationships. They seek trust and mutual understanding, preferring steady growth over sudden emotional highs. For example, a Capricorn partner might not be the one to shower you with grand declarations early on, but over time, their loyalty and consistency become the foundation of a deeply fulfilling bond. These four aspects, the fear of public shame, the demand for authenticity, the relentless drive for self-improvement, and the sentimental approach to intimacy, opens a window into the complex Capricorn psyche. They are not just weird or rigid, as some might say. They are deeply thoughtful individuals, managing their vulnerabilities with extraordinary discipline. Their story encourages us to reflect on how we handle our own fears, ambitions, and relationships. Maybe we can learn from their careful balance of caution and commitment and find a little more patience with ourselves and others along the way. Capricorns have a special kind of love for calm and peaceful environments that's easy to overlook but deeply important to them. In a world that often feels noisy and chaotic, they crave quiet spaces where they can think clearly and recharge their minds. It's not about avoiding life or being antisocial. It's about preserving mental clarity and emotional balance. Imagine a Capricorn friend who always leaves parties early or chooses a quiet night at home over loud gatherings. To some, it might seem like they're shy or boring, but in reality, this need for peace is their way of protecting themselves from overwhelm. This behavior reminds us all of the value of solitude, not just as a luxury, but as a vital part of mental health. If you ever feel drained by social demands, take a page from Capricorn's book and allow yourself moments of stillness. This love for tranquility ties closely to how Capricorn handles sadness and difficult emotions. When life hits hard, Capricorns don't usually reach out or show their struggles openly. Instead, they turn inward, reflecting quietly on their feelings and searching for practical solutions. This internalization can seem strange to those who expect emotional vulnerability or visible reactions. Picture someone going through a tough time, but continuing to smile and keep a steady exterior. That's a Capricorn's resilience in action. While this stoicism protects them from being seen as weak or burdensome, it also means they often face pain alone. It's a double-edged sword, strength mixed with isolation. For anyone watching, this highlights an important lesson. While self-reliance is admirable, Sharing your struggles with trusted people can bring healing and connection. Capricorns are also known for their extreme objectivity and self-control. They rarely act on impulse or give in to sudden emotions. Instead, they analyze every decision carefully, calculating potential outcomes before making a move. This thoughtful approach can sometimes come off as cold or overly cautious. Imagine a Capricorn friend who won't jump into spontaneous plans because they're weighing every detail. While others might find this frustrating or dull, it's their way of protecting themselves from mistakes and chaos, to the point where life feels rigid. If you identify with this careful mindset, try to leave space for moments of spontaneity. Sometimes, the best experiences come from letting go just a little. Closely linked to this careful nature is Capricorn's perfectionism. They have a deep need for things to go according to plan and can become obsessed with controlling every detail. This drive for flawlessness pushes them to work tirelessly and achieve great success. Yet, it can also make them inflexible and intimidating to others. Think about a Capricorn colleague who insists on doing things the right way and struggles when plans change unexpectedly. While their perfectionism ensures quality, it can create tension in casual or creative settings where flexibility is key. This duality shows how striving for excellence is a strength but also a challenge. Learning to accept imperfection and adapt to change can be a powerful step toward personal growth. If you feel stuck in trying to make everything perfect, remember that sometimes good enough is truly enough. These 4 traits, Capricorn's love for peaceful spaces, their quiet handling of pain, their objective self-control, and their perfectionism, reveal a personality shaped by a deep need for order and emotional safety. They show us how important it is to create environments that support our mental well-being, to balance strength with openness, and to blend discipline with flexibility. As we continue, the next 3 points dive even deeper into Capricorn's complex world, uncovering some of the most intriguing and sometimes controversial sides of this fascinating sign. Stay with us to discover these insights that might just challenge everything you thought you knew about Capricorn. Capricorns have a unique way of approaching social situations that often surprises people. Unlike those who dive into conversations with ease, Capricorns are more strategic in their socializing. They understand the power of connections, but rarely engage in small talk just for fun. Instead, every interaction often carries a purpose, whether it's building a professional network or strengthening ties that support their long-term goals. Imagine someone attending a gathering, but quietly observing, carefully choosing who to talk to, and focusing on meaningful exchanges rather than casual chatter. This approach can sometimes be mistaken for insincerity or ambition taken too far. Yet, it reveals a deep understanding of social dynamics and a practical mindset that seeks to merge personal and professional lives seamlessly. This calculated way of socializing can feel challenging to people who value emotional connections for their own sake. But for Capricorn, relationships often intertwine with their career ambitions. Think about a Capricorn friend who seems to have many acquaintances, but few truly close relationships. It's not because they don't care, it's because theirs matters most. This teaches us an important lesson about intention in our own relationships. Are we nurturing connections that align with our values and growth? Or are we simply seeking quantity over quality? Capricorn's example encourages us to be mindful of who we allow into our inner circle and why. When it comes to Capricorn women, their cautious nature becomes even more pronounced. These women are known for their intelligence and high standards. They aren't easily swayed by superficial charm or empty promises. Instead, they expect consistency, effort, and authenticity from those who want to be part of their lives. Imagine a Capricorn woman who takes her time before trusting someone, carefully evaluating whether this person aligns with her long-term vision. This cautious approach can sometimes be misunderstood as aloofness or being hard to please. However, it is really a form of self-respect and empowerment. She refuses to settle for less than she deserves, which can be an inspiring example for anyone struggling to set healthy boundaries in relationships. This high level of discernment also means Capricorn women often appear demanding. But beneath this demand is a deep desire for genuine connection and stability. Their standards aren't about perfection for its own sake, but about ensuring that their emotional investments are safe and meaningful. If you find yourself hesitating to voice your expectations or boundaries in relationships, think about what Capricorn women teach us: that clarity and honesty about what you want can protect your heart and lead to healthier partnerships. Capricorn's relentless determination is another defining trait that often baffles others. When faced with setbacks or failures, many people might feel like giving up or losing hope. But Capricorns have this almost weird sense of duty and resilience that keeps pushing them forward. They don't see failure as the end, but as a necessary part of the journey. Picture someone who has failed multiple times but refuses to quit, who pauses, reassesses, and starts again with renewed focus. This kind of grit is rare and admirable. However, their persistence isn't blind stubbornness. It's a blend of pragmatism and emotional strength. They understand when to pause and strategize, but their commitment to their goals remains unwavering. For those watching who feel discouraged or tempted to abandon their dreams, Capricorn's example offers hope. Success isn't about never falling. It's about the courage to keep trying. Yet, it's also a reminder to balance determination with self-care, so persistence doesn't become harmful obsession. Discipline and stability form the backbone of Capricorn's personality. This need for control and security often surprises others. Capricorns meticulously plan their lives, avoiding risks that could upset their carefully built foundations. To some, this may seem dull or overly cautious, especially in a culture that values spontaneity and adventure. But for Capricorn, discipline isn't about restriction. It's about creating safety and consistency. Imagine someone who plans every step of their career, finances, and personal life with precision, so they never feel caught off guard. This structure gives them peace of mind and a sense of control. Their obsession with stability also reflects a deep psychological need to feel safe in an unpredictable world. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by uncertainty, you might relate to this Capricorn trait. Their way of coping through discipline reminds us that building routines and plans can help anchor us emotionally. Yet, it's also important to remember that too much rigidity can limit growth. If you find yourself stuck in routines, try gently inviting small changes or spontaneous moments. Finding a balance between stability and flexibility is key. These traits, strategic socializing, cautious yet empowered women, relentless determination, and disciplined stability, paint a picture of Capricorn as a deeply complex and driven sign. Their behaviors reflect a continuous effort to protect themselves emotionally while striving for success. As we move forward, the next 3 insights will dive even deeper, revealing some of the most profound and sometimes controversial aspects of Capricorn's personality. These truths might challenge what you think you know and invite you to see Capricorn in a new light. Stay with us to uncover these eye-opening revelations. One of the most striking things about Capricorns is their incredible loyalty. When they commit to a person, a friendship, or a cause, that loyalty runs deep, often in ways that surprise those around them. It's not a casual attachment or something they take lightly. For Capricorn, loyalty is a sacred bond, a promise that once made is rarely broken. Think about someone who stands by their friends or family through thick and thin, who defends loved ones fiercely, and who expects the same unwavering commitment in return. This intensity can sometimes feel overwhelming to others, especially if they are used to more casual or flexible relationships. But for Capricorn, loyalty is a core part of their identity. It reflects their values of trust, dependability, and honor. This fierce loyalty also means that Capricorns can be quick to set boundaries, making it clear what they will and won't tolerate. Betrayal or dishonesty is often met with a firm line that is not easily crossed. This can intimidate people who aren't prepared for such high standards. Yet, this Capricorn is their exceptional ability to control their emotions. They are masters at maintaining a calm, composed exterior, even when inside they might be facing storms of feelings. This emotional restraint can feel almost mysterious or intimidating to those who value open emotional expression. Imagine a Capricorn friend who rarely shows anger, sadness, or anxiety outwardly, no matter how tough things get. Their poker face can make them seem unapproachable or distant, but this mask is a way to protect their inner world from chaos and vulnerability. This level of self-control is both a strength and a challenge. It allows Capricorns to navigate difficult situations with grace and stability, but it can also isolate them from others who want to connect on a more emotional level. If you recognize this tendency in yourself, remember that it's okay to let people in slowly. Sharing your feelings doesn't make you weak. It can create deeper bonds and bring relief. Capricorn's example teaches us the power of emotional balance. Being strong doesn't mean being closed off. Grounded in reality, Capricorn has a practical mindset that sometimes feels too serious or rigid to others. They prioritize facts, structure, and tangible results, often dismissing ideas that seem too abstract or dreamy. This makes them excellent problem solvers and planners, focused on what really matters. Imagine someone who, when faced with a big challenge, immediately starts making lists, creating steps, and figuring out the most efficient path forward. This grounded approach helps them build a stable and secure life, even when the world around them feels unpredictable. But this focus on reality also means Capricorns can struggle with creativity or imagination at times. They may find it hard to indulge in fantasies or what-ifs that don't have a clear purpose. If you feel stuck in practical thinking, try to give yourself permission to dream a little more freely. Capricorns remind us that being grounded is essential, but so is allowing space for creativity and play. Balancing these two sides can open up new possibilities and make life richer. Finally, Capricorn's approach to love is unlike any other sign. They don't rush into relationships or get swept up by surface-level attraction. Instead, they take a highly strategic and cautious path, carefully evaluating every potential partner. They look for long-term compatibility in values, goals, and lifestyles. This methodical way of loving can sometimes come off as cold or overly analytical. Imagine someone who takes their time to truly understand their partner before fully committing. This isn't hesitation, it's deep respect for the seriousness of love as a lifelong investment. Capricorn's love is not about flashy gestures or quick chemistry. It's about building something solid and enduring. They want partners who demonstrate intelligence. Frustrated by slow-moving relationships, consider Capricorn's perspective. Sometimes, the best love stories are those built on patience, careful thought, and mutual respect. Their approach teaches us that love doesn't always have to be wild and impulsive to be passionate and meaningful. These last 4 points, loyalty, emotional control, grounded realism, and strategic love, reveal even deeper layers of Capricorn's complex personality. They challenge common ideas about what it means to be strong, loving, and connected. And as we come to the final part of this video, prepare to uncover some of the most profound and perhaps controversial truths about Capricorn that will change how you see this sign forever. Capricorns possess a unique resilience that often sets them apart in ways few truly understand. When faced with challenges, they don't give up easily. In fact, the very idea of quitting feels almost foreign to them. This isn't stubbornness for its own sake, but a deep-rooted sense of duty and responsibility that drives them forward, no matter how many times they stumble. Imagine someone who, after failing at a project, simply takes a breath, learns what went wrong, adjusts their plan, and tries again with renewed focus. That persistence can inspire awe, but it also comes with a cost. Sometimes, Capricorns push themselves so hard that they risk burnout or neglecting their own needs. This relentless determination is a powerful lesson for all of us. It shows us the value of grit and the courage to keep moving forward despite obstacles. Yet, it also reminds us to be gentle with ourselves. Knowing when to rest, reflect, and recharge is just as important as pushing through. If you find yourself relating to this, remember, strength includes recognizing your limits, not just breaking through them. Discipline and stability are the pillars on which Capricorns build their lives. Their lives often revolve around routines, plans, and a structured environment that offers a sense of security. For them, chaos is uncomfortable, and unpredictability is something to be managed. This intense focus on maintaining stability can sometimes be misunderstood as rigidity or resistance to change, but it's really about creating a safe foundation from which they can grow and thrive. Think about someone who meticulously budgets their time and money, ensuring that their future is secure. This disciplined approach doesn't just build success, it creates peace of mind. However, this love for stability also offers a reminder for all of us to consider how much control is healthy. Sometimes, being too attached to plans can prevent us from embracing new opportunities or enjoying order and flexibility, caution, and courage. Their journey teaches us about the power of perseverance, the importance of setting boundaries, and the deep need for emotional safety. They show us that being weird or different is often just a sign of a rich inner world working hard to navigate a complex life. If any part of this video resonated with you, maybe you see yourself or someone you care about in these Capricorn traits, don't forget to subscribe if you want to dive deeper into astrology and personal growth with us. Share this video with friends who might need to hear these insights. It might just open a new door for them. And stay tuned, because our upcoming videos will explore even more fascinating zodiac secrets that you won't want to miss. Thank you for being here, and remember, sometimes the most unusual paths lead to the most meaningful destinations.